Police sergeant charged and remanded for murder of Linden youth, Ronaldo Peters. By news source Guyana. A police sergeant has been charged and remanded for the murder of 21-year-old Ronaldo Peters, who was shot 2 weeks ago at Half Mile, Wismar. Sergeant Philbert Kendall faces charges after allegedly shooting Peters, dragging his body, and disposing of it in an unmarked vehicle. The charge was brought following advice from the Director of Public Prosecutions. During today's court proceedings, Kendall was not required to enter a plea to the indictable murder charge, and the hearing was brief. Notably, the family of Ronaldo Peters was not informed of the suspect's charges or the court appearance. Kendall, stationed at the Wismar police station, was captured on CCTV on the afternoon of April 7, exiting an unmarked minibus and pursuing Peters, who was at a corner shop. Within moments, a gunshot was heard, and he was seen dragging the injured man from a yard and into the minibus. Reports indicate that Peters was transported in the back of the bus before being taken to the Wismar police station. There, his body was transferred to a police vehicle and transported to Mackenzie Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Following the incident, Kendall was placed under close arrest as investigations began. Authorities claimed that Peters was wanted for questioning in connection with a sexual assault allegation. The shooting death of Ronaldo Peters sparked protests in the Wismar community. During these protests, 32-year-old Kian Fogene was shot dead as police opened fire with live rounds to disperse the crowd. Fogene was reportedly heading home at the time. Investigations into his death are ongoing, with multiple witnesses providing statements to authorities. A team from the Regional Security System and the Guyana Police Office of Professional Responsibility is leading the investigations. Break-in at Labour Ministries' New Amsterdam office under investigation. Newsroom: a break-and-enter incident, accompanied by larceny, has been reported at the Ministry of Labour office located at Lot 228 Grant Vrymans Irvin, New Amsterdam, Burbus. The incident is believed to have occurred between Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday morning. Stolen from the premises were a desktop computer, a backup battery, and a water pump. The two-story concrete structure is typically secured by wooden doors with external locks, reinforced by glass windows. The building was last locked by a 52-year-old cleaner responsible for its security, who confirmed that she had secured the premises before leaving for the day. Upon her return the following morning, she found that a western door and one of the windows had been left open. She immediately raised the alarm, and the matter was reported to the police. Officers from the Guyana Police Force responded and confirmed that items had been removed from the building. They examined the surrounding area for surveillance footage and identified one nearby CCTV camera, which is currently under review. The investigation is ongoing. Man who killed wife and in-laws was not a licensed firearm holder. Newsroom: Parmanand Ramdial, the man who shot and killed his wife and 2 members of her family, was not a licensed firearm holder, according to police records. Ramdial fatally shot his wife, 25-year-old Meline Lacruz, her mother, 50-year-old Wavani Lacruz, and her younger sister, 16-year-old Suan Lacruz. A fourth victim, Meline's brother, 23-year-old Cian Lacruz, was injured in the incident. Ramdial subsequently took his own life. A search of Ramdial's home in West Ruimveldt revealed no illegal items. However, checks at the Guyana Police Force's Criminal Records Office confirmed that he did not hold a firearm license. The weapon used has been sent to the ballistics section for analysis. Police provided additional details about the events of that tragic Wednesday night. According to CCTV footage, Ramdial went to the family's residence on Ideal Road, Soesdijk/Linden Highway, where he was seen arguing with Meline. An argument was overheard in the audio from the CCTV footage, followed by several loud explosions. The footage also captured the suspect at a western door, after which he drank something from a bottle and immediately fell to the ground, police reported. Ramdial had previously been charged with wounding and making threatening statements against Meline, his wife, and the mother of their 2 children. Assistant Commissioner of Police Khalid Mandal removed from command duties amidst controversy. Big Smith News Watch. Amidst calls for his resignation or removal from frontline and command duties, Assistant Commissioner of Police Khalid Mandal has been ordered out of Regional Police Division 3, effective immediately. He will be replaced by Assistant Commissioner of Police Mahendra Sinarine. Mandal is now returning to Regional Division 4B, East Bank Demerara. The movements of the two assistant commissioners are being regarded as a return to their previous positions prior to the recent senior and junior promotions in February. Assistant Commissioner Mandal faces criticism for his handling of the case involving the disappearance of 11-year-old Adriana Young, who was later found dead at a hotel where she had gone for a swim with her family. Hotel owner and employees in police custody as probe into Adriana Young's death deepens. Newsroom: the owner of the Doubleday Hotel in Tushin, East Bank Essequibo, remains in police custody as authorities continue their investigation into the disappearance and subsequent death of 11-year-old Adriana Young. While the Guyana police force has not officially confirmed the detention of any suspects despite persistent inquiries, well-placed sources have identified a Mr. Bola as being in custody. Several hotel employees who were on duty at the time of Adriana's disappearance are also being held for questioning. Her body was discovered in the hotel's swimming pool approximately 20 hours after she was reported missing. Adriana had been visiting the hotel's pool with family members on Wednesday. Multiple searches of the premises conducted between Wednesday and Thursday morning initially yielded no results. Earlier police statements indicated that CCTV footage showed Adriana entering a red and black ROM motorcar with registration number PSS 4684, which allegedly drove off towards Vredenhoop. This statement was later retracted by the police. On Thursday evening, President Irfan Ali met with Adriana's parents, relatives, and close friends, describing the meeting as an emotional encounter. He offered them his unconditional support, love, and prayers, reiterating his pledge that every aspect of this case will be investigated comprehensively. An independent international pathologist is scheduled to arrive in Guyana to conduct a post-mortem examination on Adriana Young's body. The results of this examination will be crucial in determining the circumstances surrounding her death, especially as the hotel has since been destroyed by fire, set by angry protesters in response to the disturbing discovery and perceived police inaction. Dr. Shubhakar Kara Paul, the independent pathologist traveling from Barbados, brings extensive experience in forensic and legal medicine. He previously assisted local experts in identifying victims of the tragic fire at the Mahdia Secondary School female dormitory in May 2023. "I was treated like a criminal," man wrongly accused in Adriana Young's death speaks out. Newsroom: Dion Jeffrey, a 25-year-old contractor from Parfait Harmony, is calling for his name to be cleared after being wrongfully detained in connection with the tragic disappearance and death of 11-year-old Adriana Young. Jeffrey, who was held by police for over 12 hours on Thursday, described the ordeal as stressful and humiliating. He stated that the false accusations have cost him work and left him fearing for his safety and reputation. Adriana Young was found lifeless in the swimming pool of the Doubleday Hotel in Tushin on Thursday, the day after she had reportedly gone missing during a family outing. Initial searches of the hotel grounds between Wednesday and Thursday morning failed to locate her. A statement from the Guyana police force claimed that CCTV footage showed the child entering a red and black Toyota ROM, registration PSS 4684, which allegedly drove away towards Vredenhoop. This statement was later retracted. A case of mistaken identity? Unfortunately for Dion Jeffrey, that registration number matched the car he had recently rented. "I saw the post on Facebook and was shocked," Jeffrey told the newsroom. "I didn't even know what was going on. I had just picked up my brother and his wife to take them to the hospital when I was stopped by police near the harbor bridge." According to Jeffrey, officers initially accused him of a hit-and-run involving a child in Tushin, a claim that baffled him as he had not visited the area for over a week. "I got upset. I have nieces and nephews around the same age. I'd never harm a child, much less drive away from the scene." To his shock, a second officer then informed him he was being investigated for alleged abduction. "I was detained from around 6 a.m. and wasn't released until after 6 p.m., Jeffrey said. "I was treated like a criminal even though I'd done nothing wrong." Held at the La Grange police station on the divisional commander's instructions, Jeffrey noted that while some officers treated him respectfully, others, particularly those at the harbor bridge, were aggressive and refused to provide their badge numbers. I live in an apartment complex where more than 10 people can confirm I was home at the time of the alleged abduction. The car never even left the front of the building. Jeffrey was never placed in a cell but spent the day seated and under constant watch. The incident cost him more than just peace of mind. I lost a contract worth $500,000 because I couldn't show up for work. I get paid daily, and this incident makes me look like a criminal. Who's going to want to work with me now? The car in question has since been reclaimed by its owner, who, like Jeffrey, now fears backlash from the public. The owner is concerned that the vehicle could be targeted or vandalized due to the misinformation. As a devout Muslim who abstains from alcohol, smoking, and partying, Jeffrey says the situation has been especially painful given his quiet lifestyle and strong values. For someone like me to be dragged into something like this, it's tough. Really tough. Now that Adriana's body has been found and the vehicle officially ruled out in her disappearance, Jeffrey is appealing to both the public and the authorities to correct the narrative and restore his reputation. I was falsely accused. I was never involved in any abduction. I just want the truth to come out so I can get back to living my life in peace. Norton calls for police commissioner's dismissal over handling of Adriana Young case. News source Guyana. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton has intensified his call for the immediate dismissal of Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken in light of the police force's handling of the disappearance and subsequent death of 11-year-old Adriana Young. Young was found dead in the pool at the Doubleday Hotel in Tucson on Thursday. During a press conference today, Norton criticized the police force for its illegal actions and a recent moral decline attributed to a tolerance for corruption. He asserted that the police commissioner should be relieved of his duties. We reiterate our call for the immediate dismissal of the commissioner of police and those complicit in the systemic failure to protect our children and all citizens. Additionally, we demand that the owners and all involved in this senseless murder of an innocent child at the Doubleday Hotel be held fully accountable and face the justice system, Norton stated. The opposition leader emphasized the need for the country to reflect on the moral state of the police force, as citizens increasingly feel vulnerable due to their actions. This is not the first instance of police complicity in covering up crimes. Had it not been for public insistence, the police would have provided false information that could have diverted attention from the real circumstances, he noted. Norton criticized the police force for acting with impunity, attributing this to the government's failure to hold its leadership accountable. The PNCR/APNU firmly believes that accountability is paramount. The time has come for this government to recognize its failure in creating an environment where such horrors can occur without consequence, he stated. Furthermore, the opposition leader announced that his party is prepared to offer legal assistance to Young's family to counter any misinformation the police may present as the investigation progresses. Young was at the hotel with relatives when she was reported missing. The family expressed frustration over the police's reluctance to conduct a thorough search. Initially, the police claimed that the girl had been seen leaving the hotel in a red car, a statement that was later retracted as false. The family is now calling for an independent international investigation into the case. VP Jagdeo dismisses U.S. report on corruption and drug trafficking as lazy. News source Guyana. Vice President Barrett Jagdeo has expressed indifference toward the 2025 U.S. State Department report, which highlights ongoing issues of corruption and money laundering in Guyana. At a press conference on Thursday, he stated that many of the concerns raised were already addressed in previous reports. Jagdeo described the report as biased and suggested that a closer examination reveals a more positive outlook for Guyana. I think it was a positive report. When you learn to read these reports, you see they are often written by lazy people who just cut and paste, he remarked. While acknowledging that the report focuses extensively on drug trafficking, Jagdeo highlighted attempts to import large quantities of high-grade marijuana from the U.S. into Guyana. He urged a balanced perspective, emphasizing the progress the country has made in combating drugs and money laundering. We have made enormous progress in transparency and on the money laundering front. We have strengthened our laws and received positive assessments from the CFATF. We have worked closely with the U.S., as they noted in the report, on policy and interdiction with great success, and we have enhanced our anti-corruption framework despite what you may hear, he said. Earlier this week, Attorney General Anil Nanlal also rejected the findings of the U.S. report. Jagdeo concluded that there is no need for concern, asserting that the report does not serve as an indictment of the country or its systems. Adriana Young's autopsy delayed as family seeks independent pathologist. Newsroom: the post-mortem examination of 11-year-old Adriana Young has been postponed following a request from her grieving parents for an independent pathologist to conduct the procedure. During an emotional meeting with President Dr. Irfan Ali on Thursday evening, Adriana's family did not agree to the government's proposal for Barbadian expert Dr. Shubhakar Kara Paul to perform the autopsy scheduled for Friday. Instead, they expressed their intention to nominate their own medical professional to oversee the examination. Although the family has yet to announce their preferred pathologist, the government has reportedly agreed to respect their decision and cover all associated costs. It remains unclear whether the chosen specialist will be a local expert or someone from abroad, and whether their involvement will be in person or through remote observation. Dr. Paul, who arrived in Guyana on Thursday night, remains in the country and has offered his assistance if needed. As a result of these developments, the autopsy, originally set for Friday morning, has been delayed until the family's nominee is confirmed and logistical details are settled. Adriana's death has sparked national outrage and widespread grief. The young girl was found lifeless in the pool of the Doubleday Hotel in Tushin, East Bank, Essequibo, a tragic conclusion to what was meant to be a family outing. She had been at the hotel's pool the day before, but multiple searches conducted between Wednesday and Thursday morning failed to locate her. A police statement previously claimed that CCTV footage showed Adriana entering a red and black Ram motorcar, registration PSS 4684, which reportedly drove off in the direction of Vredenhoop. This statement was later retracted, further fueling public suspicion. The case has ignited fiery protests, with demonstrators blocking the main road and setting fire to both the hotel and the private residence of its owner. Allegations of police misconduct and an attempted cover-up have intensified, with many calling for transparency and justice. President Ali has pledged his administration's full commitment to uncovering the truth behind Adriana's untimely death. No resource will be spared in getting to the facts and the truth, he stated, adding that he has instructed the Commissioner of Police to form a special investigative unit to probe every detail of the incident. Family of Adriana Young continues plea for justice as law enforcement goes silent. News source: Guyana. The family of 11-year-old Adriana Young is urgently seeking justice after her tragic death, which has sparked outrage among residents in Region 3. Today, a protest outside the Leonora police station demanded the removal of Divisional Commander Khalid Mandal. Young's body was discovered in a pool at the Doubleday Hotel on Thursday morning, one day after she was reported missing. Initially, the police claimed she had left the hotel in a car, a statement that was later proven false. During the protest, Young's mother, Amita Simon, led the crowd, crying out for justice. Chants of "No justice, no peace," "Cold-blooded murder," "Who must go?" "Mandal," echoed through the air as community members expressed their anger. Protesters accused the Guyana police force of attempting to cover up the circumstances surrounding Young's death. A distraught Simon recounted her experience with the police, stating that they refused to take action in the hours following her daughter's disappearance. "Smith is the one that put my child in that pool. He put my child there, and Anil was distracting me all the time. And the commander knew they had my daughter there, telling me I must go home," she said, breaking down in tears. With the police offering no updates on the investigation, new questions have emerged. One protester repeatedly asked, "Where is the owner of Doubleday Hotel?" In a statement issued last night, the family's attorney, Darren Wade, revealed that the police had initially declined to conduct a sweep of the hotel and its surroundings, despite the urgency of the situation. The family expressed their distress over being misled by law enforcement and their frustration at the lack of immediate action. Due to their loss of confidence in the Guyana police force, Young's family has called for international investigators to look into the case, along with an independent pathologist, to ensure transparency and accountability. President Irfan Ali met with the family last evening and assured them that a thorough investigation will be conducted. Norton criticized Guyana's acting Chief Justice. Guyana Chronicle. In a public rebuke of the judiciary, Aubrey Norton, leader of the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, and chairman of a Partnership for National Unity, APNU, criticized Guyana's acting Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire on Friday, April 25, 2025, over her rulings in a series of cases involving the country's top cop. At a PNCR news conference, Norton denounced the appointment of Clifton Hicken as Commissioner of Police and faulted the Chief Justice for decisions he claimed consistently favored the government. "We challenged his appointment as acting commissioner, not as the substantive position. The Chief Justice, in her recent rulings, has favored the government," Norton stated. The controversy began in August 2022 when George Wiltshire upheld President Irfan Ali's appointment of Hicken to act as Commissioner of Police. Opposition Chief Whip Christopher Jones filed a constitutional challenge, claiming the appointment was unlawful due to the lack of meaningful consultations with the opposition leader. At that time, the office of opposition leader was vacant. The Chief Justice ruled that, in the absence of an opposition leader, the president could not be faulted for proceeding with the appointment. A second legal challenge arose in August 2023, contesting the extension of Hicken's acting tenure after he reached the official retirement age. PNCR activist Carol Joseph argued that while the Constitution allows the president to extend the tenure of a substantive commissioner of police, no such provision exists for an acting appointee. On February 6, 2024, George Wiltshire dismissed the case, ruling that constitutional provisions applied equally to both acting and substantive commissioners. She stated, "The framers of the Constitution envisioned that if there is no substantive commissioner of police, the statutory provisions applicable to a substantive commissioner would also apply to an acting commissioner." Despite these rulings, the opposition signaled its intent to continue the legal battle. In August 2023, attorney Roysdale Ford, SC, who represented Jones, described the Chief Justice's decision as too grave to be left standing and confirmed plans to appeal. On December 19, 2024, Hicken was formally sworn in as Guyana's Commissioner of Police after acting in the role since 2022. He took the oath of office before President Ali, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Guyana.